My name is Clay Graham, and my family and I have been coming to Trinity for about 3.5 years. My first experience with tithing was some 30 years ago. I just graduated from college and started my first job. And I was attending a church, and one particular Sunday was Pledge Sunday. So they asked us to write out on a pledge card, our tithe for the year, and then come and put it up in the offering plate at the front of the church. So I was grateful to have a job, and I thought this was the time for me to really start tithing. And I always learned that you can't outgive God, and so I felt now, as an adult, it was time for me to start this journey. So I was only making $22,000 a year, so I said, I'm going to start slow. I'll start with 5%. 5% of $22,000 was $1,100. I thought, okay, I can do $100 a month. So I filled it out on the card, and I walked it up to the front of the church and put it in the plate. And so I went back to my seat. The sermon began. I started running the numbers in my head. I started thinking about, well, I got a rent payment, car payment, my phone bill. I got to eat. And I quickly realized there's no way I'm going to be able to do this. I was overcome with fear and anxiety. So I started thinking, how am I going to get up there and get that pledge card out of that plate? Ultimately, I just turned it over to the Lord. I just trusted that He would provide. 30 years later, I still get overcome with fear and anxiety around our finances. I'm in the finance industry, and so I see how the industry is consolidating, and I worry about my job. I worry about our mortgage payment, and savings, and I think about what it's going to cost when I send my kids to college. But I hold on to what He's done for us over those 30 years, how He's been so faithful. It certainly made our walk with Him so much more personal and so much more real. I think when you let go of your time, when you let go of your treasure, you really got to cling to Him. It's a little scarier because you realize you're not doing it on your own. You're handing it over and just saying, Lord, I'm going to trust that You'll provide. And the Bible tells us that He will do immeasurably more than we ask or even imagine. And I think that's been the case for us, where we have sort of leaned in and just let go and said, man, this is making me pretty nervous. I don't know how we're going to get there. And then looking back over those 30 years, how He just honored that, that tithe, even though it was so small, He honored that in such a powerful way. I feel like the Lord has blessed us, and so I want to make sure we pass that story on. But I also don't want to be someone, that's trying to say, you should do this, look at me, this is, you know what I'm saying? Man, I know, I was nervous too, and yet I just kind of hung in there and did it, and the Lord has blessed it.